Yeah, Ernie Ball is traditional in many senses, but is also, I think that we define things that aren't traditional. And my grandpa, in a lot of ways, wasn't traditional. He didn't go to business school. He was really an entrepreneur at heart and followed his one true only passion, and that was guitar. And it was at a time when the Korean War had ended, and like many people that ended the Korean War, they got back home and they're like, well, how am I going to make money? So this is pre Beatles, pre Hendrix, pre all that, and he opened his own retail shops in Los Angeles and Tarzana, and unfortunately all of them went broke and he went bankrupt. But so his path wasn't necessarily traditional, because it's not like he ended the war and went into just some place to get a job. He followed his passion and failed more than a couple times, but thankfully he was persistent in what he wanted to do. In a family business, you always have to have structure. You got to have communication, but culture at Ernie Ball is paramount over everything. And the culture really starts with the family that runs it. And we work very hard to instill a culture that's it's family oriented, and it's not corporate, it's not hierarchical, and it's not dog eat dog and 5 layers of approval to get something done. The Ball family works really hard, and we're all really approachable. So in some ways, especially now, business moves so fast. It's all digital and it's all social and email, and everything moves so fast that you gotta be on your game. But at the same time, it's really important to, especially in our industry, for crying out loud, we're making products for people to make art with, and it's really fun. And if there's anything, I think that what I'd hope, if you were to ask an employee of Ernie Ball, they would tell you that they have a lot of fun working for Ernie Ball. It's a job, but it's more than a job. It's what they'd want to be doing. Family businesses have a lot of advantages. I think that they represent really what, especially in America, what business was founded on. It was families that really worked hard, and they bootstrapped, and they found a passion, and they found an idea, and they pursued it. And most importantly, they executed it. I think that there's certainly advantages of working in a family business that, there's defined roles, but there's also, and at least in our case, much more approachable and a funner culture than a corporate culture. So I love guitars. I've always loved guitars, and I've had them around me my whole life, and to this day, I love collecting guitars. If I go in a guitar shop, I'm like looking, okay, what guitar do I want to take home? Today, the guitar that I play the most is Luke 3 model that I've got at home. I'm also playing. I usually have Cobalt 10 gauge regular slinkies on them. I've got a 2 humbucker Albert Lee I'm playing quite a bit. I'm playing a reflex guitar, and probably my favorite new guitar is the St. Vincent signature model we just launched with Annie Clark. It is such a fun guitar to play, and it's so unique. It's different than any guitar I have or that Ernie Ball Music Man has made. If I wasn't working at Ernie Ball, I've asked myself that before, and I've had the conversation with my wife. What would I do? Because really, it's all I've ever wanted to do. I remember as a kid, I just followed my dad around, and he called me his shadow. And I got to learn through osmosis. So it's like, to me, Ernie Ball was always this, it wasn't even a company. It was just like this thing that I always aspired to want to follow my dad's footsteps and my grandpa's. And to this day, that's, if someone asks me like, what's your core responsibility, or why do you do what you do, it's, I'm really passionate about preserving my grandpa's legacy and what my dad's built. So if I wasn't doing Ernie Ball, I really like sports, and I like talent. So maybe some kind of representing talent in sports, or being a part of a sports team front office. That would be a really cool job. But thankfully, I'm pretty happy where I'm at.